Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. Fred Matiang'i returned back into the country today.
Alafu tutapata nafasi ya kuongea sisi wote pamoja. Namna hiyo. Asante sana na Mungu awabariki.
And the return of Fred Matiang'i is causing serious political panic in William Ruto's camp. In this video, I want us to look at why William Ruto and his team are actually worried after the arrival of Fred Matiang'i. But first of all, I noted two important things when Matiang'i arrived into the country. The first thing I noted was the presence of Jeremiah Kioni. Why do you think Jeremiah Kioni went to receive Matiang'i at the airport? For me, the presence of Jeremiah Kioni signals the face of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta around Fred Matiang'i. As a matter of fact, Jubilee Party has been trying to own the candidature of Fred Matiang'i. You can look at it from that perspective. The second thing I also observed was the absence of allies of Kalonzo Musyoka, Gachagua, Eugene Wamalwa. Why do you think they didn't send their representative to receive Fred Matiang'i? Again, the answer to that is also very simple. They didn't want Matiang'i to overshadow them. So in this video, I want us to look at why the entry of Fred Matiang'i back into the country is causing serious political panic in William Ruto's camp. But I also want to caution Fred Matiang'i that he must be prepared for three main things. Number one, he must be prepared for sabotage. Very soon, he's either going to be arrested and charged, or people close to him are going to face the wrath of the deep state. The second thing he must be prepared for, not really him, but attempts are going to be made to ensure that the opposition in the Republic of Kenya are not united. You remember in 1992 what happened to Matiba. Either someone is going to make Matiang'i so powerful so that he must be the one to be on the ballot, or someone is going to ensure that tension is created so that it doesn't work with Gachagua. And that's why I began by noticing the presence of Jeremiah Kioni. And of course, Matiang'i must also be prepared to deal with the issue of police brutality. Remember, Matiang'i was the cabinet secretary for Interior. And during that time, there were the issues of Raila and the rest. William Ruto was the deputy president. Matiang'i was the cabinet secretary. But all those blames are going to be shifted to him, which means he should be prepared on how he's going to deal with those questions. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. The first reason why William Ruto and the team are worried about the return of Fred Matiang'i is because of Western alliance, which William Ruto is currently trying to craft. Let's face it, Mount Kenya has drifted away from William Ruto. Mount Kenya gave William Ruto the highest number of votes in 2027. Nobody can deny that. And because the mountain is drifting away from William Ruto, which other trick can William Ruto use to recover the loss from the mountain? The answer to that for William Ruto is simple. Western alliance. That is consolidating Nyanza and the Luhya bloc. Now, with the entry of Fred Matiang'i, that Western alliance is not going to work for William Ruto. Because assuming Matiang'i will be on the ballot, there is no way the Kisis will vote for Ruto. Which means now you have the mountain gone, and he was banking on the Western alliance, then you take the Kisii votes from that block. That is something which is worrying Ruto. And the biggest worry for Ruto is how the rest of the Western alliance, that is the Luos and the Luhyas, are going to receive the candidature of Matiang'i. And that's why I also began the video by telling Matiang'i that he must be prepared on how he's going to deal with the issue of police brutality when he was the cabinet secretary, because that's something which is going to be used heavily against him. So, because of that Western alliance equation, Ruto is really worried. Ladies and gentlemen, the second reason why Ruto is panicking after the return of Matiang'i is because of Mount Kenya factor. Before I explain to you guys the Mount Kenya factor, allow me to also take this opportunity to introduce you guys to Bricks Solutions. Bricks Solutions is your number one partner in CCTV installation, website design, and software solutions. Currently, Bricks Solutions has one of the best point of sale softwares in the market, designed specifically for supermarkets, schools, pharmacies, electrical shops, barber shops, name it. You can reach out to them using the numbers you are seeing on your screen and through their website for live demonstrations. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be a bit brief. Mount Kenya factor is coming in this way. I don't know whether I can get it, but I think I read a post by a gentleman called Matiangi. I don't know. If I don't get it, we'll pass. But there's a post he made. If I don't get it first, then we'll, let me see. Matiangi. This is what the guy posted. The guy comes from the mountain. Huku ground, especially hapa Mlima, their president, Huku ground, especially hapa Mlima, their presidential candidate is one Dr. Fred Matiang'i, though the person they are listening to politically is one Rigathi Gachagua. It's an interesting mix. The mountain is still saying, we've been accused for too long that we cannot vote for a person from outside the mountain. In 2022, we gave William Ruto 3.8 million votes and Raila Odinga 1 million votes. And in 2027, all our votes, mark that, all our votes are going to one Fred Matiang'i. The mountain is decided. And when the mountain decides, it's very difficult or very hard to change its mind unless maybe a reasonable compromise is made. Now, it's upon one Matiang'i to land in Kenya and hit the ground running. Ni kama hii serikali inataka kumkimbiza. It's only be stroking sympathy, hence more support for Matiang'i. I'm thinking they'll even arrest him on trump-up charges, just like they arrested Matiangi. They try this, and I'll conclude that the decision makers in this government are too much blinded by power. They cannot see the political reality on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, Mount Kenya factor is another reason why William Ruto is in panic after the arrival of Matiang'i. Let me explain. Mount Kenya gave William Ruto the highest number of votes. They're now drifting away from William Ruto. I'm not saying completely, but majority of them have left William Ruto. Even on the comment section here, you'll agree that majority of the people from the mountain are done with William Ruto. Now, Matiangi is enjoying the support of the mountain. If Matiangi were to team up with the Mount Kenya, he will go there, Mount Kenya will give him the vote, the Kisis will give him the votes. Just like, for example, the mountain can give Kalonzo votes and the Kamba give Kalonzo votes. Now, the only advantage Matiangi has is that he has solid Kisii votes and he can also have a fighting chance in the Western Alliance. And that complicates the equation completely for William Ruto. And that's why Mount Kenya factor is giving William Ruto serious political headache. And that's why, despite the fact that William Ruto had given up on the mountain, he's now going back again to the mountain to try and salvage the Machican. You've seen he's also trying to win back the support of the church again because of the fear of the mountain. Number 3 is the possibility of a united opposition. Assuming the opposition decides today that their candidate is going to be, let's just say, Kalonzo Musyoka, paired by the man from Kisii, Fred Matiang'i. That would mean Kamba, Kikuyu will vote as a block. Kisii will go with their son. That's lethal. The rage Kenyans have against this government will make that candidature or that ticket viable. So Ruto fears a united opposition. And if that opposition were to unite for Matiang'i, I can assure you, Ruto will be mincemeat for Matiang'i. Why? If Kambas can vote for Matiang'i, Kikuyus can vote for Matiang'i, that alone will give him a head start. You can guess what's going to happen in the rest of the country. And of course, now, William Ruto is facing a credible candidate. The only thing you can bring against Matiang'i are 2. The Roraka land scandal. That cannot even be compared to the Shah scandal. The other thing you can bring against Matiang'i is the police brutality against Azimio. Who was the vice president then? Of course, you can say Ruto was not there. Ruto is the current president. Can you count the number of Kenyans who have been abducted, killed in the last 1 year and compare it to the number which were eliminated during that time? Again, Matiang'i will still score. So Matiang'i brings that credibility. And being a performer, most Kenyans would rather go with Matiang'i, because what Kenyans need, based on my reading online, is that they feel there's a lot of money in this country which is being eaten recklessly by people. And they believe Matiang'i, when he was a minister, he was a no-nonsense person and he can deal with those kind of people. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think, but the entry of Fred Matiang'i back into the country is going to shift the political equation moving forward. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.